Thank you for joining the Triumphant Magazine show today. You are in for such a special treat today. We are fortunate to have with us Brian Hancock, and he's going to be able to tell us a little bit about himself in a few minutes. But once again, we just want to say thank you for joining us today. Thank you for joining us. My name is Teresa Jordan. I am the owner, the founder, the director, and also the distributor of Triumphant Magazine. And it is such a blessing to have such wonderful people such as Brian. He's an artist. You're going to hear his story. You're going to be able to hear his powerful testimony. He is going places and he is doing things. So watch out for the name Brian Hancock. So at this time, I would love for Brian to be able to tell us, actually, he's going to be able to introduce himself to us if he doesn't mind, please.
Okay, sure. Well, thanks again, Miss Teresa Jordan, for the opportunity. I'm honored to be here for Triumphant Magazines. But yes, I'm Brian, aka B. Allen Hancock. I'm
Yes.
just a worshiper, a servant for God's kingdom. Just want to let my light shine.
That's it. It's a blessing. And where are you from? Where are you located?
I'm from Melbourne, Florida.
Okay, from Melbourne.
And if many people don't know, it's like 45 minutes from Orlando.
Okay, so 45 minutes from Orlando. And I love the
Yes.
fact that you said B. Allen. Tell us about that name in the background, behind the B. Allen.
Yeah, so B. Allen is just the first initial of my first name,
Yes,
and Allen is my middle name.
I love that.
Um, like a few years ago, I was just trying to find like a unique name to kind of identify myself. And a friend
That's,
of mine, DJ Pittman, he was just like, "We should go by B. Allen, just something different, that
it's
people are not
awesome.
really used to."
It's awesome. I love it's so much power behind that. Just B. Allen. So much
Yes,
power. My hand shake just hearing you say that. B. Allen.
and
So
that's it. Is that's I have a little saying that's just be, be whoever God has called you to be.
that's it.
Just be powerful. Just be strong.
All right. And you doing
So
all the
yeah,
above and then some. So
yeah.
keep doing it. So my
Thank you.
next question is, can you tell us about your journey? Tell us about your journey.
Okay, my journey, well, it actually started, I'm going to say January 22nd, 1986, Melbourne, Florida. I was born to my parents, Benny and Dana Hancock. Um, I grew up in a singing family, a Christian-based home, saved, sanctified home. Church is all my life, so I just grew up singing in the church. Started leading worship, and here I am, just trying to find different ways just to show the goodness of God through the gift that He's given me.
You doing it. You're doing it.
Yes, ma'am.
You are
Yes,
doing it
ma'am.
for sure. Like I told you earlier, I had the opportunity to listen to your great is our faithfulness. And I'm telling
Yes.
you, just you're powerful, you're anointing, and I could just see that God is doing mighty things in you. And
To God be the glory.
so the next question I have is, when did you realize you had a purpose in your life? When did you realize it?
Mm. Um, I'm going to say again, growing up in a Christian home and growing up in church, I pretty much was born into a church pew.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I was in high school
Mhm.
and I joined chorus. I think it was in my 10th grade year,
Yeah.
and my chorus teacher at the time, she just opened up my mind to a whole new world.
Wow.
I not only saw that I could sing in church and use my gift to be a blessing to people, but
Yeah.
also I realized that it's not just Christian music that can reach and heal hearts. All
Absolutely.
types of music can do that. And I saw the way that she, dealt with the young kids and gave them hope. And I wanted to do the same thing. And since then, high school, like I said, I started leading worship as a senior in high school. And that's pretty much it. And I knew that's when I know God had his hand on my life once
That's
I started leading worship in high
I
school.
I love it too. You said you wanted to give
Yeah.
people hope, and that's what you do. You
Yes.
give people a lot of hope, a lot of encouragement, allow a lot
Yeah.
of power and strength to keep going on when you sing.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So my next question for you is, can you tell us about your new release? I know you have a new release out there, Shine. So you want to tell us about?
Yes, absolutely. So Sean is one of I'm going to say my greatest accomplishments because I've been trying to do music for a while, and it just seemed like it wasn't getting anywhere. But a friend of mine, his name is Patrick Williams. He's a musician as well. He sent me the track. I was actually in Texas visiting my sister at the time, and I was just going through some things. I
Yeah.
was sitting in my car. I had went downtown to, I think it was in Dallas, and I was sitting in my car. I was just, praying, talking to God just about certain things in my life. So I remember he texted me a beat. He was like, "Hey, bro, check this beat out." I'm like, "Oh, whatever. I'll check it out." But something is like, play the beat that Patrick sent you.
Yeah.
So I listened to it, and I was just like, "This is a good beat."
It
So
is.
I listened. I started humming strange noises, trying to figure out what I was going to sing. And then next thing you know, this little light of mine came in my head. And as you hear the melody of the song,
It's
this
powerful.
little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I
Yeah.
just kept singing that, kept singing it. And then I felt like that was just God letting, because I was talking to God, I was just like, Lord, what am I here to do? It doesn't seem like my music is taking off at the time. And
Wow.
I feel like it was just God just telling me just to be who I called you to be and
That's
just
it.
shine and let them see me through you, you
That's it.
know?
And he
Yes.
did it. And I'm telling you, sneak up on that song right there too. And I was like, whoa, that is
Yes.
just stay on that right there. And then all of a sudden,
Yes.
and then the ending of it, which you're gonna play a little bit of it in a second, but
Yes.
oh my gosh, and
Thank
he had
you.
a scripture that goes with it too.
Yes. Matthew 5 and 15 to 16. That's one of my favorite scriptures.
Okay.
Um, can I read it if you don't mind? Can I read it?
Absolutely, yes,
Okay.
yes.
All
This is
right.
a Christian-based magazine, so yes, you
Yes.
can. Read it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So I'm going to read it here. It says Matthew 5:15 through 16. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. And I just really feel like that's what my life is about. Like, no matter where I go, not just in church, but in the world, secular arena, at work,
Yes, ma'am.
just wherever, let people see the Christ in us. I
Yes,
feel like it's time for us to represent God in the world, you know.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely. You're doing it. You're doing it in all kind of facets, like you said,
yes,
representing God in an excellent way. And I'm
yes,
gonna play a little piece of your song. I have it on here.
awesome, cool.
One moment. And thank you for allowing your light to shine.
Yes, ma'am.
I always say you never know who's counting on what you have. They're waiting on you. And
Absolutely.
go out there and do what we're supposed to do, then it'll help them line up the way they need to line up as well.
Wow. Yes.
So I'm gonna
Amen.
put a little piece of your song.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine,
Powerful.
I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
You tried to hurt us on that.
Had to get a little churchy.
Mm,
Have you ever wondered why we go through life
love
trying
it.
to figure out who we are, where we go? Times we lose our way, give up what's right.
Awesome voice. Love the beats too. The background. Ooh, yes.
Yes.
You're trying to make people cry around here.
It's all God.
So we're not gonna play it all because we want y'all to go out there and get it.
Absolutely. Yes. In
So we
Jesus'
just
name.
want to give you a snippet of it so that
Yeah,
when
just a little bit.
you go through Apple Music or Amazon and get it for yourself. The shine. I'm gonna let it shine.
Yes.
Go ahead and get it
Yes. Thank you
for
so much.
yourself. So thank you for allowing us to play that part. And then what we're gonna do now is the next question I have is just like how we just played it now, how did it feel when you heard your song being played on Apple Music and those
Um,
different streaming platforms? How did it make you feel hearing it the first time?
yes. Kind of, it's still surreal that I actually was able to complete a project. You
Yeah,
know, there were times where I started a lot of things, but because of doubt and
yeah,
fear and self-sabotage, I didn't complete it. But
right.
I did this for my 35th birthday. I did a release.
What an
Um,
excellent birthday present.
yeah, so it was amazing just to see the response from everyone, different friends, family, just sharing the post. I woke up, I think I did release on a Friday. I woke up, my Facebook was just blowing up, Instagram was blowing up. And just to get the
Wow.
response from people texting me saying, hey, I listened to your song, it encouraged me. I
Yeah,
listen to your song every morning as a motivational piece,
that's
you know,
it.
and I feel like I won a Grammy when I first heard it, like
I
on
know that's
release.
right. I know that's right. I know that's right. I tell you, it's awesome. I'm telling you, to me, it seemed like you should have had like you the way you sound, like there's CDs even there, I could see even more greater CDs coming out of you and
Yes,
coming forth out of you.
I
Because
received it.
oh my Lord, it's just so good to hear you
Yes,
sing. So good.
yes, thank you.
Yeah. So are you working on the next CD? You have another CD that's
I'm actually not working at the moment, but I hope to get back into doing my original music. I've
okay.
just been over the last few months. God has opened so many doors, different opportunities for me to work with different, you know, artists, different groups in the area. So I've been kind
Yes,
of busy with work, but eventually, when things calm down, I want to get back to doing more music and hopefully just release a full album.
absolutely.
So yeah,
Absolutely. And I love it too. Like I see a lot of the different things you do on Facebook and everything. I love the
yeah,
fact that you always look for the best in others and you encourage others. You support
yes,
other singers, other artists out there. So
absolutely.
that's awesome on your part that you do that. So
Yes, I think it's important that we support, you know, everyone, you know, because we're better together. There's unity in numbers, you know. So
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. So my next question that I have for you is, who do you enjoy listening to as an artist?
Oh, so many, so many. I'm gonna say as a Kojic kid, of course, the legendary Clark sisters are my fave.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yes. And I hope one day I can just to meet. I met a few of them, but just want to meet all of them.
At one
Maybe
time.
sing with them.
That's it.
So
Hey,
yes,
it can happen. It can
yes,
happen. You know,
yes, ma'am.
I always say our dreams are the dreams that we have, but then God has bigger dreams than what we have for ourselves. So
Yes.
you
Yep. So
never
the Clark sisters, I got Dietrich Haddon is my that's my boy. I love Kier Shear, of course.
yes.
Jonathan McReynolds. And I listen to all types of genres. So I love I'm gonna say John Legend. I
Oh,
love Aretha Franklin, you know,
you said
I love
Aretha.
the oldies.
You said
Yes,
Aretha Franklin. Oh, yes.
yes,
Oh, yes.
yes,
Those are the
yeah.
giants out there. And you're a giant yourself. So
Wow, yes, yeah.
that's it. What a blessing. Those are good
Hmm.
artists, all of them, every last one of them, even down to like how you said John Legend. He's really good.
Hmm. Yes, yes.
And the
I
Clark
love it.
sisters.
Hmm.
Yeah, those are real
Those are
great.
my fave.
So my next question for you is, can you enlighten us with some of the groups that you currently play with? Because as you mentioned, you play with all kind of different groups. So
Yes. So right now I'm working with a gentleman from the Palm Coast area. His
yes.
name is Michael Mangaroo, I believe. He reached out to me not too long ago and asked me this to help him with his album release. I think his group is called Jupiter Effect.
I saw
So
that.
we have a show coming up next month in
Right.
Palm Coast on November 6th.
That's gonna be
Um,
awesome.
yeah, I'm excited about that. It's my first time doing something in this magnitude. So I'm
Right.
really excited. So yeah.
Right. All I could say is get ready, get ready, get ready. It's gonna be even bigger, bigger
Yeah.
events we're gonna be doing too.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, Tell us about the B. Allen show.
The B Island show. But once again, it's just me and all of my
Yes.
everything, you know, the real me. Um, I just want to just be as authentic as I can, just so that people can see that um you can be saved and still have a good time and have fun. You
Absolutely.
know, just because we are believers doesn't mean that we can't, you know, just enjoy ourselves and just, let our hair down sometimes. But we do have a standard. We do have to follow
Absolutely.
the standards that God puts in place. But it's okay just to have a good time and just be you. I'm all about love, hope, encouragement, fashion. As you can see, I try to do my little thing in fashion.
Right.
So
And
hopefully I can get involved in some of that as well.
I love how you're not afraid to be different. Like it's
Yes.
even myself, like you have to dare to be different instead of like having people box you in and saying, okay,
Wow.
this is how you need to look, this is how you need to be, this is need to be you, because somebody needs
Yes.
that. Somebody needs
Yes.
to know that it's okay to be different, dare to be
But
different.
Miss Teresa, but I struggled. I struggled for the longest.
I believe,
Growing up in church, it's just like I
yeah,
was the kid that enjoyed going to church. I love to see the people go forth and praise. I
yeah,
love to sing. But as kids, and sometimes the older generation sometimes can kind of put
absolutely,
a damper in your spirit.
absolutely.
But
You
I was
100%
picked
right.
on. Yes,
Absolutely.
I
Mm,
was picked on, but I knew God had given me a different sound. I knew that
absolutely.
I wasn't called to be like everybody else.
No,
So, but
no.
I struggled, but God has brought me to a place where I'm okay with being everything that He called me to be.
Absolutely. That's why I told you in the beginning to be Allen. That's why it's be Allen.
Mhm,
You can't Allen
mhm.
Allen can't be Allen if he's trying to be everybody else. So
Yes.
you like you said, it's a differentiate. It's something
Yes.
different and special and significant in you. And
Yes.
there's not gonna be another be Allen.
At all. But when I wrote the song Shine, I knew most people are used to hearing this a lot of my fast tempo, but I
Yeah.
wanted to come in a different way because, like you said, I'm not trying to be boxed in, but I
No,
want to show them that
absolutely.
God is still in everything that I do.
That's
You
it.
know?
And you could tell
Yeah.
too. You could feel it.
Mhm.
Like I said, it's powerful. I could have just stayed right there and then kept on going and it was still great, but I could have just stayed right there. Just can't keep saying that, man. That was
Yes. Yes. I'm
beautiful.
glad.
So the next question that I have is I know we dealt with so much with
Mhm.
2020 and 2021. What kind
Yes.
of challenges did you face during that time as an artist, and how did you overcome those challenges during that time?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'm kind of new into this artistry thing, I
Yes,
would say. But once the pandemic hit, I was performing with a local band here and there. But once the pandemic hit, everything kind of shut down.
yes,
We couldn't go out and perform. Church was virtual. So I was going to church, but
birth.
that outside release that I was used to with my band with live music experience was kind of weird not doing that. And I'm gonna be honest. Once I released my song, still I went through like a dark moment, like a
Right.
strange moment, strange
Of
period,
course. Of
because it was
course.
like we were all isolated and there was nothing really to do. And
Absolutely.
I lost my drive at one point, but I had to find myself just praying and standing before God,
Yeah,
and realizing, like you said, that I have a gift and I have a light that the world needs to see.
absolutely.
Like it can't be boxed in. But 2020, 2021, dealing with the pandemic and losing loved ones, it was pretty tough. But um, the God says He'll never leave us nor forsake us.
That's it.
He
That's
always brings us through at the right time. So
that's it. And he brought us
yeah,
through it too. So what would
yeah,
you say to somebody else that may find themselves in a position like that? Like how you said, they may find themselves in a dark place or they find
yeah,
themselves where they're people pleaser instead of like allowing God to be able to fully use them the way he needs to.
yes,
What would you
yes.
like to say to somebody like that?
Yeah, I would just say keep going and
Yes. Keep going.
find yourself surrounded by those who see the good in you and
Yes.
who have that positive energy. Because if you find yourself around people who are just what do you call it, downward deadbeats or something like that,
So
you'll never rise. But always just remember what God promised you as well. That's what I had to do for myself.
that's it.
You know, Even in my dark moments, my times when I'm getting depressed, like, and I feel like nothing is moving, I
Mhm.
still remember the words that are spoken over my life. And
That's
I
it.
know I have to remember that there's something good ahead.
That's it.
So
That's like, and you know what? The thing is, like, a lot of times, even with myself, God reminds me and He says, just be faithful over the little. And when you're
mhm,
faithful over the little, that's when He make you ruler over a lot.
yes,
And then I met a young lady one time, actually overseer Melvin Dawson. I don't know if you know him. He's really a gospel singer. And his mom
Okay.
said, don't despise small beginnings.
Yes.
Despise it. Because I mean,
Yes, I know Melvin. I know Melvin.
you do.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
don't despise small beginnings. And when she told me that, I was like, oh my gosh, that is so true. Because then you'll be able to go back and say, hey, one day it was like this. Now look at where it's at.
Yes, absolutely. And a lot of times, the enemy will kind of cause us to kind of lose focus because we're seeing other people move. And it's like,
Absolutely.
okay, God, I'm doing all I can. Why hasn't my time come yet? But we can't be distracted by comparing what other people are doing because God has a set time for you,
Right.
and it just because it looks like it's not moving does not mean that God is not up to something in your life.
That's it. That's it. And it's when we don't see him moving is when he's moving the most.
Absolutely. I love it.
That's when he's
Yeah.
moving the most when we don't see
Yeah.
him.
Hmm.
Now, the next question that I have for you, and thank you so much for answering those questions. The next
Yeah.
question that I have is tell us about some of the projects that you're working on, like within, let's say like the next year or the next 2 years.
Okay. Well, right now I'm just really trying to rebrand the
Yeah.
B. Allen Show, and
Okay.
I have some upcoming projects. Like I have some music that I'm just writing,
Oh, so
just
you
trying to
write.
prepare.
So you do writing.
Just a little. Sean was
Just go
actually
ahead
my
and say
first.
you're gonna do writing. It's in you.
Yes. Yes. Let me change my mindset and my wording. I
That's
do right.
that's it. You can write. You're gonna be a writer,
Yes.
a dynamite
Yes.
one at that.
Absolutely. So hopefully I can just start, promoting my own shows and bringing in different artists. I would love to do that. But like I said, I
Absolutely.
have the Jeopardy effect coming up next month.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, just a lot of things going on.
Okay. And I know
Yeah.
you didn't stop at all. It seemed like you kept going last year because I see you at all kind of different shows. You had all kind of different shows that you went to
Yeah.
and you did and you were a part of.
Yes, I have a lot of musical friends, so I was able to go and witness some different shows and be a part of some shows as well. So
Yeah,
I'm blessed to be surrounded by some talented people. Different doors that they bring me into.
absolutely. But talent knows talent.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
So, so the next question I have is what valuable lessons did you take away from last year? Because I know all of us took some kind of valuable lessons.
Hmm.
So what
Um,
the ones you took away with, came away with last year?
I would just say just cherish every moment, and like you said, despise not a day of small beginnings. And I was just always just trying to find myself working, because I know Jessica and I talk about all the time. You don't want to be trying to get ready. You always want to stay ready because when that moment comes, you
Yes.
don't want to be trying to, figure stuff out. So I
No,
was just always just trying to, stay busy, even though nothing was really moving. I found myself just like jotting down different ideas and goals, but just
absolutely.
trying to be aware of the moment.
That's it.
So
I love it. I love it. My husband always say, we have to be like chess. You have to be like 5 moves ahead of yourself. I
absolutely.
don't play chess like how he does, but he's like, you always have to be like 5 steps ahead of yourself. And I know last year, that's what it did
Mhm.
to me. I'm telling you, it was, I always worked out of the house anyway. So when it came to the point of having to work in the house, it was like, okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
Get to stay home and be with the family.
Right.
So it wasn't really a big adjustment as opposed to, it could have been. But
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
next question I have is tell us about some of the events that people can book you for.
Well, I'm available for all types of events, church events, weddings, banquets, parties, anything anywhere you need music, you can book me for. I would love to be a part of anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you said like weddings, birthdays, any kind of special
Hmm.
occasion. And how can they
Yes,
get in
yes,
touch
ma'am.
with you if they wanted to be able to book you?
Yes, well, my website is thebeallenshow.com. You can find me on Facebook at Brian Hancock, the B Allen music page, I believe. My Instagram is the B Allen Show. Um, Find me, look me up, connect with me. I would love to come out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then so you gave me the information on that. Now, who's named, if you had to name 4 to 5 people that's been an inspiration to you, who would those 4 to 5 people be? And then why would you pick them as your an inspiration?
Whew. So many to name. I want to say most importantly, my mom and my dad. Does that count as two, or does that count as one?
You could just say mom and dad. There'll be one.
Mom and dad.
Say one.
Okay.
Mom and dad
So yeah,
together.
my mom and dad are definitely my inspiration. I'm the baby boy of the family.
Okay.
Um,
You the baby.
but I yes. So I watched them go through so many different challenges,
Yeah.
and just to see them still, pushing through, still keeping their faith is
That's good.
very encouraging. My mom deals with a lot of, health issues, but
Yes.
she's always in strong faith. She's always got to pray. She's always encouraging us to be
What
the
a
best that we
blessing.
can. My dad has gone through so much. He, at one point, was bound by drugs and alcohol.
Wow.
Um, my family split up, but God brought them back together.
That's
My
it.
dad is clean.
But
He's
God.
free.
Listen, but
And
God.
when you look at my dad, you wouldn't even think that he was even bound by
That's,
drugs and alcohol, because
that's it.
God completely changed his life.
That's
So
it.
that they are definitely my inspiration.
What a blessing.
Um, uh, let's see. I'm just that my family is really big. Um, I'm going to say, Jessica Perry. She
Yeah.
and I've been friends for a while. She, man, she just volunteered to come in and kind of take on the management position,
That's how I know
and
y'all
just
about to go somewhere with this.
yeah, and it's just amazing how God just connected us. Had
Yes.
no idea that we'll be right here, but just to see how she, you know, I don't know what it is about you, Miss Teresa, but I feel something here. But I feel like I see. Sorry to train if you can hear that, but I see her working in different business that she does, and just her work ethic is just amazing.
Yes.
So she's definitely
And
an
that's
inspiration, because she's
that's what
yeah.
you need when you go in places and where you going and where God's about to take you. That's what you need.
Hmm.
You need it. You need
Yes.
people that are gonna be good by you and gonna do right by you and have Brian B. Allen's best interest at heart, not some
Yes.
all the time.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah. So many names. Like, there's a lot of people. Of course, my family.
Yeah.
I have good people like friends that I can count on, but that's it on that one.
I
Yeah.
understand it's a lot. It's difficult to be able to just narrow it down to 4 or 5, especially
Yeah.
when you have so many different people. So I can
Yes, ma'am.
understand that part. Now, what are some things that you would like to talk about? Anything that you
Um.
didn't mention that you want to mention?
Um. I don't know.
You have
I
any
think
favorite quotes? I know you gave me one of your favorite scriptures. Do you have like any favorite quotes or
um one of my favorite quotes. I do. I mean, I can read it for you.
that's fine. That's fine.
I actually wrote it down.
And then I'm gonna look on here too. So you excited about the Jupiter next week? I mean, not next week,
I
November the
I
6th.
am. I can't exactly find it in my notes, but my
That's okay.
quote is, it's just um it simply says, like, the very reason why we are here is
Yeah.
to, you know, give, it goes back to my song, but it's to give glory back to our creator. The very reason of our existence is to give glory back to our creator.
That's
So
it.
that's one of my favorite quotes. So yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. So tell us
definitely.
about some of the other songs you have on Shine. Tell us about some of
Um,
the songs that you have on there.
I have a song that I'm working on. I haven't actually completed. It's called Unconditional Love,
Okay.
and it's just pretty much a conversation between me and God.
All
So
right
it's,
now. That's the
I
best
think
kind
the
of thing.
first yeah, so the first verse is, it's kind of like, God speaking to me. The verse, it says, if you ask me, I got it, whatever you need. I can't, I'm kind of losing it, but it's just a conversation just of him just letting you know that no matter how far you go, no matter how low you fall,
All right.
his love will reach you right where you are.
All right
So it's kind
now.
of like another poppy song, kind of like a poppy vintage 80s kind of beat to it.
Yes.
So
Now,
yeah,
do you play anything? Do you play like any
I do
instruments?
not,
That's
I
okay.
do
You
not,
don't
but
need to.
yeah,
Your voice take care of all of it. You don't need nothing else. You don't
but I
need.
do want to start taking, want to eventually learn how to play keys. That's one of
Okay.
my goals.
Oh,
So
you
yeah.
don't need to. Because, like you said, you're gonna be